And starts with breaking news.
Reaction across the political spectrum pouring in tonight after Governor Ralph Northam admits and apologizes for appearing in a racist photo that dates back to his med school days in 1984.
He admits to wearing a racist costume in this picture showing someone in blackface and another person in a KKK robe. Now the NAACP and some key Democrats are calling for the governor to resign. We have team coverage on this breaking political story for you. But first, let's begin with political reporter Heather Solomon, who's live at the Capitol with reaction tonight. Heather.
All of this began very late this afternoon on this very first day of Black History Month. The right-wing blog called Big League Politics posted this racist photo from the governor's yearbook in 1984. And since then, politicians on both sides of the aisle have been calling for him to resign, including our Congress members Spanberger and McEachin and also Richmond Mayor LeVar Stoney. But the governor instead is issuing an apology. An admission that has rocked the state. Governor Northam apologizes for appearing in what he admits is a clearly racist and offensive costume in his 1984 Eastern Virginia Medical School yearbook, but does not specify whether he's the one dressed in blackface or a KKK robe.
That photo and the racist and offensive attitudes it represents does not reflect that person I am today or the way that I have conducted myself as a soldier, a doctor, and a public servant. I am deeply sorry.
Once the photo surfaced, Virginia's Republican leaders called for an explanation. The Virginia Legislative Black Caucus says, "We feel complete betrayal." Now, calls for Northam's resignation come from both sides of the aisle, including national NAACP leader Derek Johnson and chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia, Jack Wilson, and the Republican Governors Association. But Democratic House Minority Leader Dick Saslaw defended Northam, saying his whole life has been exactly the opposite, and that's what you need to examine. Social media has also been buzzing about Northam's 1981 VMI yearbook photo, listing a racist nickname. This caps an already rough week. Republicans attacked Northam over his comments about late-term abortion. But in his apology about the photo, Northam signals he does not intend to resign, but does offer remorse.
But I accept responsibility for my past actions, and I am ready to do the hard work of regaining your trust.
And I can tell you, as we're live here at Capitol Square right now, there's still a bit of activity even at this late hour. We've had two official vehicles just pull in behind us. But in the meantime, U.S. Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine have both made statements urging the governor to listen to the people that they have hurt and to consider that as he decides to move how to move forward. And he is not offering his resignation, but if it does come to the governor resigning, it would be Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax who would move into that position. Live at the Capitol, Heather Sullivan, NBC 12 News.
And also tonight, we're getting even more reaction from the community, including local NAACP leaders.
NBC 12's Brent Solomon standing by live in Richmond tonight. And Brent, what reaction are you getting?
Well, no matter where you stand politically, there is widespread acknowledgement tonight of the offensive nature of the governor's yearbook photos. Also growing on social media is a hashtag that simply says Northam resign. And that's something the governor has said he does not plan to do. I hit the road running to get reaction this afternoon. As soon as the news broke, quite a few groups are speaking. The NAACP is weighing in, saying blackface is always racist and never acceptable. Meantime, conservative talk radio host Jeff Katz is speaking out. He says he understands why the governor's former actions remain controversial even today.
Particularly on the heels of what happened with Brett Kavanaugh when he was nominated to the Supreme Court. If you remember, so much was made out of his high school yearbook. And he said, well, come on, I was 16 years old and I was making jokes about pulling, saying to somebody, pull my finger. But leading politicians said, oh, no, that's an important issue. With Ralph Northam, boy, this is a tough situation. This is not a high school kid. It's not even a college kid. This is somebody in medical school who at least in theory, is amongst the best and the brightest.
Every black person should be offended. And in reference to what we saw today. And it's just a sad day for Virginia. I really want to sit down and talk to him. I'm going to make it my business to go to the governor's mansion tomorrow and reach out to him to see if he's there and if he will be willing to talk to me and find out what it is, what's next. And black people are tired of seeing photos and of lynchings and KKK members. And we also have to also look at that there are some people who are elected now who are not wearing sheets. The sheets are off. And I would say that on this camera, the sheets are off. And, what do we do about those folks?
Leaders from NAACP branches across Virginia will meet in Richmond tomorrow morning. That meeting was planned prior to today's developments, but will undoubtedly be a topic of concern. The local NAACP president, who you just heard from, says he's never had any issues with Governor Northam. He even helped in the campaign to get him elected. Taking you back live now, community leaders say they hope all of this will spark a local conversation about healing and reconciliation. I can tell you some local activists are announcing plans for a protest outside of the governor's mansion tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. By the way, all of these developments coming to light on the very day, the first day the nation observes Black History Month. I'm live outside of the state capitol tonight. Brent Solomon, NBC 12.
Thanks so much, Brent. And several of Governor Northam's fellow Democrats have already announced they are joining the race for president in 2020. And tonight, many of them are joining the chorus of calls for Northam's resignation. Senator Kamala Harris of California, Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, and Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey are just a few of the names who made public calls for the governor to step down.
And we're committed to bringing you the very latest on this controversy as the story unfolds. Look for updates both on air and on the NBC 12 News app throughout the weekend.